everybody, and welcome to the Flickering Torch and our weekly game of the MechaHack Desperate Alliance. I'm your host, the Flickering Torch. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We have to retcon last week's episode because it was very Vacilia heavy, and unfortunately James will not be joining us for the rest of the stream. There's some work conflict stuff. But just so you know, retconning last week, we're coming in a fresh-faced, baby-faced, beautifully faced this week with basically just a retcon version of that episode. That never happened. It's like one of those Marvel comics that is like earth-shattering, and then it's like no Deadpool.
Alternate universe.
Alternate universe. That's the word I was looking for. So I will now, as always, hand it over to our friendly Furbolg host, our GM, our games master, our robot master friend boy. I don't know what they actually call it in the system. Probably games master still. Addison, please take the show away, my guy.
Hello, welcome to episode 6 of MechaHack Desperate Alliance, titled Into the Black. And today we are going to have a bit of fun again, exploring some cityscapes and looking through. But first, let's meet our cast members. So let's start with Nade. Will you introduce yourself, who you are?
Bonjour, I am Sir Nade. I am playing Paladin Zero. Yeah, that is correct. Paladin Zero. I've got another name. I've blanked on it, but Paladin Zero is what
Paladin Honor, but your name's Zero.
Yeah, there we go. We have names for our characters and call signs for the mechs, and I mix mine up every week, just because they're both so damn awesome. So yeah, that's who I'm playing. I'm from a different like army from the other guys. So there's a bit of a conflict there. I'm from the Neos Dominion, whilst they are from the Terran Collective, which is nice and fun. But yeah, that's me.
Jordan, introduce your character.
Thank you very much, Addison. I'm Jordan, also known as Uninformed RPG, and I'll be playing Dagger Raven, also known as Doc, for ease of communication. He is the sort of cyborg support of the group. He's a bit of a newbie, but he is by no means incompetent because, let's be honest, he lost the use of his leg last week by killing the biggest bad they've come across so far. So let's find out if he ever gets use of it back, I guess. That's me.
As per usual, Ben, who are you? What are you doing?
Carter Frith, the leader of Fire Team Odin. Call sign Viking Harmony. I'm the one-eyed captain of this band of, well, I guess this sector of space for the Terran Alliance. I really like space communism.
And as per usual, I am Addison, your favourite friendly Furbolg who hangs around the internet, also known as the Pod of Many Things. And I am the GM, and let's get into this episode of Desperate Alliance. Boom, boom, boom. So, not last session before, you defeated Black Centipede, one of the giant Aeon mechs known as a ship destroyer. It is known to crush ships, and thanks to some strategic maneuvering and cooperation from your allies, you managed to escape into space and were picked up by a very strange but familiar setting in terms of the space station Gran Canaria, which is run by an individual known as Agatha, who has taken this retirement package or severance pay in the form of Terran Collective like observation satellite, and has kitted it out into her own strange menagerie of robotic animals, cybernetic animals, and man-made beaches and swimming pools and like cocktail bars and stuff. It's a very strange place to be. You guys got picked up with what remains of some of your mechs, some of your enemy mechs as well, including Green Mantis and Black Centipede, and your mechs that are not in great shape. And Doc, who, ever since merging with his mech to fight off Black Centipede, and Green Mantis has this weird thing with his leg where it doesn't quite work properly. He's tried to speak to a couple of people about it. It's not gone too well. Agatha has been trying to help him, and we've been in space for about 2 weeks when we pick up, and what's left of the Terran Collective is trying its best to survive in this new strange environment. You guys have been like repairing what you've got of your mechs, but there is some issues. You can repair many things, but like you can't fully repair everything, and you're going to need some outside help. You might need to go stock, but yeah, it's you guys are sat in like the central console area where most of Agatha's like consoles are that tell her like about the ship's destinations and stuff, her telemetry, all that jazz. You guys are kind of sat there waiting for her. What would you like to do as you're inside like the bridge basically of Deep Space Nine?
So Carter has been kind of organizing what's left of this. What is this, like a Terran battle group? Is that what is aboard a spaceship, a battle group? Right?
Yeah. So it's actually a Legion.
Well, he's been trying to organize what's left of the Legion as the highest ranking officer, who still actually works for the Terran Alliance because Agatha doesn't.
Yeah.
Any try he can to get things to try and fix the mechs, like any kind of avenue, like taking things off of the walls of the spaceship, anything like that, he will be trying to do.
So Agatha's got like warehouses on here. I call them warehouses filled with like weird materials, mainly pliant metals and different metals, neatly organized. Like these storehouses are like meticulously like there's like barcodes that you see like this little like sorter scan when it takes one, and then it like moves it along, and you see like they're mostly all the organizers and stuff are these massive I can only describe them as like slate grey gorillas, like mechanized gorillas with like piston arms. As you see it like grab on something, you hear the and it like clamps on, and it like and starts taking them somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just get like as much material on the workshop floor as possible, just so guys aren't going back and forth, because we do not have the resources to meticulously catalog things and recatalog things.
You literally just yeah.
I guess.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit of latency. So.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'll organize a meeting of my fire team, and basically try and get everyone and Mia. Sorry, Agatha has the call sign Mia for people who haven't watched the last episode. I'm gonna try and get them all around the table because I feel like we need a.
You like look at like the there is like one of those like supermarket like microphones with like the button like at the thing, and you would have to, that you get the feeling that could go around the whole ship if you wanted to use it.
Does it have a bing bong when he presses the button?
Hello? Can you hear me? Is this thing on?
You kind of hear you do kind of hear it coming out of the speakers in the bridge, and you do hear like because as you've like pressed that button, you also hear like the Hawaiian music like like there's like hula music playing as you give this like speech.
I'm gonna Oh, I've never really done one of these announcements before. I'm at Fire Team Odin. Can you come to the cafeteria, please? Also, call sign. Fuck, sorry, the button got stuck. Call sign Mimir, can I have you down here as well, please? Thank you.
You where are you at this point, Nade? Are you with him or are you like...
So when we first left off, I was standing on my own, staring out into space, contemplating making a call back to my mothership, my main ship Husqvarna, where the Neos Dominion resides, because aboard this ship is Mimir, who is top of my nation's most wanted list. I'm not going to make the call. I put my my comms unit back into my pocket and head towards the cafeteria.
You guys hear that thing. Doc, where are you at this moment in time?
I will have been in the hangar bay with all the other mechs, trying to get develop some kind of range, not range of motion. He knows his leg is not operational, so he's basically been sort of walking up and down around the hangar bay, trying to see what his kind of limitations are, how his movement is without it. But he also knows from the testing that was done that it does work if he is in his mech. So he's been kind of staying close to it. So he's almost got this weird, it's not a feeling he's had before, of this almost longing. And also it's worth noting that he doesn't have his aviators anymore. So anyone who's in the hangar bay has been seeing him full stare and all.
Yeah,
as he does this.
You kind of have this hesitant feeling as you feel the cable at the back of your neck that connects you to your mech. And you feel like the full range of movement, like you can lift your knee to your waist and almost jog on the spot like normal. And then you feel that if I take this out, that leg I'm just dragging this thing like dead weight. You can weight bear on it now, because that was one of the problems you were having, is that you couldn't even weight bear on it. It had no lock function, but the test that you did on yourself during 5.5 did allow you to weight bear on it.
Yeah, as I say, he's been going around making sure he can actually function and still be capable. And then I guess he hears that announcement and he just heads he just continues his walk. He's heading towards the door anyway, so he just kind of carries on outside of the hangar bay.
You uncouple it and you feel it, as soon as you uncouple, you feel and you feel like your whole body kind of weirdly disconnect. You felt bigger, stronger, and now you're back to normal size, and it's strange. That's not cool. And so you start dragging your leg. You see the Zero's pit crew, Orville, Gaston, Percy, and Sophia are currently arguing over something. You see Orville's reading a book as the other three are arguing, and they kind of watch you leave. But I try to make it still look like they're arguing about something. There's this really weird moment where they're trying to continue having their argument whilst also simultaneously watching you.
I'll keep a note of that, and maybe a point of discussion with Paladin Zero later, but not now. Just as a point of note.
You come to the canteen, which is one of the more untouched areas of the Gran Canaria, but there is piles of sand in some of the corners. You're not sure if it's leftovers. There's a fake palm tree, and some of those deck chairs that you'd have by pools near the canteen tables, and you can see Carter's there. And you hear from the kitchen, and you as this golden monkey appears, and you hear and Agatha's head appears with a cafetiere in one hand, and some mugs in the other. And she like starts making her way towards the thing. She's like, "Well, I suppose if I'm gonna get dragged back into this, might as well do it not hungover." As you do see like red eyes, like she sits down, puts the coffee in front of you all, starts pouring it. Smells beautiful, but she then looks at Doc and she's like, sorry, dearie. And she like takes it and just drinks yours and then cradles hers. She doesn't look well.
Give her a nod.
I'm just gonna take a seat. I'll take a coffee if there is one.
Yeah, there's one for everyone apart from Doc now because she drank Doc's.
And I'll just stand at the edge of the table. So he can't bend his leg. So we're good.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm back. I pick the cocktail umbrella that she's obviously putting all the coffees out of mine before taking a sip.
Yep.
Seems pretty on brand for her. So,
Yeah. So just so you're aware, so the audience are aware, Agatha's like this, like older woman, like crow's feet, glasses, like silvery, what used to be blonde hair. It's gone to that strange, like white blonde, and she's just in this like really oversized Bermuda shirt, like in like the most garish of colors, and like swim shorts and sandals and like beads, and she just looks like she's going to like Magaluf or something for all the British audience out there. She looks like she's going like raving, like, and she's like, she has been raving last night. She is not in a good way, so she is a bit crotchety as she sits down, and somebody starts slurping, and you see her eyes over a pair of sunglasses, like.
She's Kenneth from Benidorm.
Yeah.
So Carter throws down a little notepad that he's got. It's got like the Terran Collective symbol on it, and he's like, "Well, I've run the numbers. 30% fighting capacity. That's what we're at. 30%."
Agatha like takes your notepad, like flicks through it, and she goes, "You're wrong."
Am I wrong lower, or am I wrong higher?
If I say without paddle.
Understood. We're gonna need to resupply, team.
And she like looks around. She's like, "Well, I build robots. Like, what do you want from me? Like, and you're also eating me out of House of Home. You know that, right? I thought you had like supplies on those little lunchbox spacecraft, like escape pod thingies. Why am I running out of food? Like, where is all of my chocolate?" And she like looks at all of you like accusatingly.
Well, I can safely say it wasn't me.
I take out my pocket Terran Collective manifesto that I carry around with me, and I just place it on the table. Our food.
This is going to get me killed. This is going to get me killed. I think I know a place nearby. I was thinking of stopping there anyway because it's one of the only places I can get things that I need. I can send you guys in my place.
Excellent. Are they Terran?
Yeah. No. You kind of forgot about them. And she like smiles at you for a second. I mean, the fringes aren't as important as the core planets, right?
What is the name of this planet?
Epsilon Obsidian. It's one of the fringe planets. It's
Never heard of it.
Would I be able to do like a database check on that planet of sorts?
System.
System. fancy new graphic to get us to the dice bot.
Yeah, no.
So,
Looking good, boys.
just in case no one noticed. Started off good.
You're like, you like for some reason end up on this weird like almost like gambling website, and it's like, well, hell, thank you very much for coming and visiting Epsilon Casinos. It's great to meet you. Like,
Yeah. You just see Doc's hand, like he's like dismissing adverts that pop up, and he's
Yeah.
just like he goes off and says, he's like, "Commander, I'm going to need a moment."
yeah, and it is just like almost like gambling ads, like buy a 10-gallon hat, like and have you seen the rodeo? Like it's just all these like weird adverts for this place, but nothing about the place.
So, what is this place? Like a pirate planet, or?
It's on the fringe, so yeah, yeah, it's on. It's mercenaries mainly. They're trying to revive a dead trade, but you know, it is what it is. Like they have some stuff, they have some money. There's a couple of good guys out there. I've got a mechanic who can help us out there. And I've got a distillery that does my rum, which is mainly what you'll be going down for. Like just so you're aware, if you. But you're not gonna. And she like points at you, like, go down like that, are you? Like, because you know, like, I have a reputation to uphold and things.
I would
Relationships.
say we need food.
Yeah, yeah, I would like that because you know, you're not very welcome on the call nowadays when you've got like, and she like points at like the station when you're rocking around in semi-negotiated retirement pay.
No, this is a stolen spaceship. There's a literal bounty on your head, Mimir.
I deserved it. I did great things, didn't I? And she like looks at you for a second and like shit-eating grin. Like
His
I did
eye
great
like,
things.
hurts slightly. His side of the guy hurts slightly. I'm gonna pull up Vala and see if Vala knows anything about the planet.
So Val appears on your phone, and you see kind of like this weird, like as they look at each other, like, and Mimir Agatha does not like the look of Vala, and she kind of like looks away. She's a bit like jealous, like you're not sure. Like she's and you hear Vala like, Commander, how are you? Is everybody all right? There was some slight raises in organic readings recently. I recommend a psychological evaluation.
Yeah, I'd probably recommend one of those too, but we're up shit creeks without a paddle, I believe is the correct term.
You hear like a like from Agatha. She hears you say it, like, and you hear Vala go, "Oh, well, it's not unusual for us. So how about we have a look? What do you need?"
Well, first things first. He looks over and he looks Zero right in the eye. In 5.5, we had that kind of heart-to-heart conversation. He's like, "You got your communicator on you?"
Yes, sir.
Vala, link with his communicator.
I'll need a physical. I need it physically near me, sir.
I'm just gonna pull it out of my suit, slide it over.
And
Be
you
careful.
kind of see-
That's minion tech.
Trust me, it's nothing. And you see her like look at it, and in seconds you see her appear like poof, like on it, and she's like, "Oh yes, this is interesting. Very complicated when it doesn't need to be. Interesting, interesting." And you kind of see, you can see the Valor on Carter's one, like just sitting there, like, on the screen, but the one on your communicator looks like she's rummaging through stuff. Like she's like, you see her like like looking through stuff, like pulling stuff up, and you see like your communicator like project things that you're not asking it to do. And there's some things where you kind of like look and you're like, what? And she's like, oh, he's interesting. She starts looking through all the other paladins, like, and
Vala,
she's
turn
just
off spy hook subroutine.
oh, how droll. Like, and she just like closes it all down. She's like, oh, 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 I understand now. Sorry, I thought we were sharing information. And this is the first time you see it, like that idea of like the half negotiated thing. And then Vala does like the same thing when she says like, I thought we were sharing information, and you go, Vala looks like Agatha. Like,
Yeah, this is sort of the first one I'm seeing things. But I've never really been interested in Valor, so now that I've sort of got her in front of me, and I would have picked up my communicator. I'm sort of like turning it so that the hologram sort of tilts. So I'm kind of like trying to get a really good look at it. I'm just like, I don't
like
say anything.
She's like doing that poster thing, you know, like the Lord Kitchener posters, where no matter where you are in the room, it looks like it looks at you.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of do that with your pad, even when you like turn it almost like 90 degrees on. It looks like she's looking at you at the corner out of her eye. Like, it's kind of freaky.
Yeah. I'm kind of just looking at both of them and going, well, thanks. I really feel like part of the team. Appreciate this. Slip the communicator back into my suit. Sort of, as I do, I'm then sort of communicating with Vala, like internally, I guess, sort of just finding out the things that I can now do.
Yeah, you see, like she like brings up like a HUD around your head, like, and you know that you can do this when you're in your mech, when like that's kind of how you do like piloting, but she's like brought it up without being in your mech. She's like activating bits of your armor, and she's like, and you're like, this is kind of cool, like.
And then after a few back and forths about finding out what I can do, what she can do, trying to homogenize, I then go, I've got one fucking rule. If you aim for me, I swear to God, I will rip you out.
She's like, they're like, oh, don't worry, I'm more likely to aim at you. I've been doing it for long enough. And that is like, again, that shit-eating grin, that familiar shit-eating grin, like appears on her face. Like,
I then glance at Mamiya and back in front of my face at Vala.
she looks at you a bit like, what? Almost as if she doesn't see it. Like, what are you trying to say? Like,
Don't overload
nothing.
my battle AI. I don't want my... And then he like taps where his cybernetic eye is. Head to get hot.
Stir, and then I close all comms with Vala.
she like disappears, and if you want her to do a scan for you, Carter, you need a systems roll, please.
I can do you a systems roll. I can do you one of them. Success.
So Vala gets up Epsilon Obsidian, sorry, and you see like this black planetoid, quite large, kind of Earth-sized, maybe, but you do notice that there's like black sand, and even though there's water, like there's like volcanic regions, and you do see that there's a high percentage in the ground of carbon, and basically pressurized carbon. There is a gravitic core inside this planet that basically anything underneath the crust is almost like soup and like high pressured. So you can get fossil fuels, you can get diamonds, and this is the main exports of Epsilon Alpha. And this is why one of Epsilon's problems is that it's like been broken up into like multiple factions, like prospecting factions, trying to like cash in on the diamonds. Like genuinely, you can pick up the sand, sieve it a bit, and there will be like diamonds inside it, inside this sand that have been pushed up from below the earth. and stuff like that. It's very like it's not hot like in terms of like tropical or anything, but it is like muggy. And but it is the atmosphere is safe, gravity's fine. There are like warnings about like mercenary groups and that there's multiple factions. It did used to be part of the Terran Collective, but it's kind of like Mimir says. You kind of forgot about them once the fighting started in the center. Like, so they've been left to their own devices for a while.
Seeing this, Carter kind of stops for a second. Maybe we don't wave the flag on this one. Small team, small arms.
Couldn't agree more.
I don't even think we're gonna get a mech down there operational. So looks like we're boots on the ground today, gentlemen.
Yes, totally. I mean, I'm really getting the vibe here. Sort of look over at me and go, so basically you want us dressed as common criminals.
She like looks at herself and she's like, I was gonna suggest you take things from my guest wardrobe because, you know, I have needs. Sometimes I have callers. And I'd like them to enjoy the fantasy with me. But I'm
gonna be honest, you build robot animals and that is the fucking weirdest thing you've said this entire time.
You leave Bartholomew alone, and she like pats the golden monkey that is walking over with another cafetiere of like coffee. Like, hey.
So you think we're gonna fit in Hawaiian shorts and flip flops?
Probably not. I'd be interested to see if you could, like, and you kind of see that same mischief is like there's that spark in her eye.
So you expect me to go down to a criminal planet with unarmed, essentially, mechless, and also stand out like a sore thumb?
Well, you wouldn't be brave and honourable if you didn't enjoy a bit of a risk, a bit of a gamble, surely. Come on, it'll be fun. But I prefer
the commit
entrepreneurial
crimes,
souls,
right?
like myself. Well, waste not, what not?
That is
And also,
a terrible excuse for crimes.
I'm honourable, not stupid. There's not even a fine line. There's a thick, emboldened line between the two.
She like looks at you and she's like, "Look, not everybody has a nice shiny armor and hundreds of thousands of idiots willing to die for a book, like at their beck and call. Some people just have to live and just have to thrive doing what they do. It's not a big deal. If you make it a big deal, then that's when it becomes a problem. But no, you invade their homes, you take their things, and then you leave them, and then somebody else moves into the vacuum. Welcome to space, gentlemen. I hope you like the ride, because you've not got your fancy ship anymore, have you?" Like,
I'm sort of like gripping my mug and I sort of like slam it on the table and go, "You've got a fucking golden monkey," and then I'm gonna get Vala to pull up the rap sheet of Mimir. I'm just gonna start listing off like, you did this war crime, you did this war crime, you fucked over your own people, you fucked over my people.
Midway through this, Carter just goes, "And you also took a teenager's fucking eyeball out of their head. But look, we're all allies here, okay? We'll just go down to the planet, we'll pretend to be criminals. It'll be easy."
she like looks at you for a second, Zero, and she like looks at one in specifically. You see one that she looks at specifically. Test presence.
Okey-dokey. That's a solid pass. That's a crit one.
So I'll give you the basics, and then I'll give you like a bit of a whisper. I'll send you a DM. So there are multiple counts that she looks at that says illegal experimentation of children. and you see Project Odin, like, involved, and you see Project High Five Father, and basically you see like all these different like Odin Sleep, Bifrost. You see all these different like references to projects and like counts. And there's one that she looks at. Dead 497. Living 1. And she looks at that one, which is Project Fenrir.
Not going to open it up.
And she looks at that for a second, and she goes, "You do what you've got to do. You're helping me out. You're going to get me some stuff. You're going to get me some food. You're going to get me my rum. And then you're going to get the fuck off my boat. Do I make myself clear?"
Carter takes another long sip of his coffee, looks at Mamiya. "I'll leave your goddamn boat when I'm goddamn ready." And then he stands up and he just walks out.
"I'm not part of your damn military!" Like, and you see her like just try and run out. Like,
as she shouts that, I just go, "You've just been drafted," and then just keep walking.
You've been press ganged, more accurately.
As you open like the canteen door, you see the squires like there with like cups, like, and you see Orville at the back, like leaning up, like with a book in hand, like just waiting for them to basically get caught. And you see like Percy, Gaston, and Sophia, like they're like, hi. It's good to see you. I was wondering if I could talk to you about pilot training. Like, you know, you said I could pilot. Well, Zero said I could pilot. So, you know.
Well, as I walk out and walk past them, I'm basically following Frith. As Frith walks past them, I walk past them. But I stop as they're sort of blundering and murmuring, and turn around, walk up to the door, press some buttons on the door to ensure it stops, locks, and slam my hand by the side of Orville's head. Look at all of them. No one phones home. Got it?
You see, as you do that, he's got his book like in front of him, and he like pulls it down past like his face, and on his book is all their communicators. It's like, "You don't think I'd let you down, do you, boss?" Like, and he like hands you them. He's like, I thought that with Husqvarna not here already, bearing in mind who we're with, that you had a plan. So I thought I'd stop those idiots from ruining it. Although they're not very good at that. Like, I think they need time to stretch their legs.
You know I'm always transparent with you guys. I'll be honest, I don't have a plan. I'm seeing how this one goes, and I take the communicators, but then hand them back to each one and go, "The trust is shared."
You see them all kind of look at you like, they've been squires to multiple people, and this is like weird to them. Like, and they're like, you see Sophia's like, "Oh, all right then," and you hear like Percy kind of go, "All right, yeah, sure, whatever," and or Gaston's like, "Haha, see, he trusts me the most, obviously," and you hear Sophia like, "Shut the fuck up, Gaston," like, and then you hear Orville like, "Waiting your orders, sir."
I just turn around, start walking away, and I'm going to do the very anime thing of like, with my back to them, point my finger up at the sky and go, "Sophia, talk to Doc about getting you set up in a sim. You don't touch a mech until 5,000 hours.
You hear her kind of go, "Yes, sir!" Like, and she like looks for Doc, who I'm guessing still at the table.
Well, presumably, if you locked the door, I would have left around the same time. I would have been trying to follow Carter, but would have been slowly
Yeah,
Like-
you kind of like
Locked you
watch
in.
the door, yeah. And you kind of hear like frantic like throwing of things in the back of like the kitchen area. And so you hear like, first he brings me a fucking unsolvable problem, and then he commandeers my fucking ship, and he ruins my retirement, and I thought I was fucking done with him. I saved his fucking life, and now, like, and she's like throwing things, and you see a ladle go by, and like the monkey like catches it with its tail, and you hear like the cat like from inside one of the vents like pop its head out like meow, meow, and then go back inside. Like,
Classic cat.
like, but you are apparently locked inside this room with a raging.
So I should probably put out, when I say I locked the door, I meant like it's like putting the catch on, so it didn't automatically open. You would have had to like manually open it.
So I guess what happens now then is like I hear from watching the sort of escapade unfold of I've been sort of Doc has seen this before, whereby if someone is acting like that, the other people just kind of stay still until they are done. So like that's what he does. And I guess she finishes around the time that he hears from the corridor, Zero saying about getting Sturvia gets set up in a sim with Doc, and then he sort of goes to leave at that point. So the door opens on the four of them, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and you see like Sophia's like looking at Orville, and she's like, "Which one's Doc again?" Like, and he like looks at her, and he sees you like behind, and he like turns her towards him. So it turns her towards you, sorry. And you watch as they all go like white. And none of them speak.
We'll talk when I get back. And I address Sophia. Come find me.
Sure. Yeah, okay. Orders. Yep. Cool.
I believe you capable. I believe you would be a valuable asset. Do not let us down. I know Zero trusts in you, and I think that we all will depend on you. Oh, hello, Cat.
You do hear like them, and Orville's like, right, we've got some supplies that we're able to do some coverings with. But we've got fuck all else really, so let's make a move. Okay? You hear them go, oh, what do you mean when he's back? Where are they going? Like and they start, Orville like begins like rounding them up and taking them to the mech bay to try and fix what he can with what limited knowledge he has, or not limited knowledge, what limited resources he has. Like, we all know that Orville was like hella good at his job.
Yeah.
Like,
My next thing will probably be to try and catch up with Carter to try and have a word with him.
Yeah, you'll just find Carter in the main bay, just like making sure everyone is doing something. Like he's going around to all of the mech bay teams and making sure that they're actually like they've got kind of stuff to continue working for now. And he's and you see that he's got like a train of like the biggest, like buffest mechanics like following him. Like he'll just go over to someone and be like, you're with me. And he's basically trying to choose his away team.
So yeah, I guess I'll walk up to you. He can walk with his leg, but it's sort of very deliberate. Like he's still able to function, but just he has to kind of focus when he's walking with any kind of pace. And walk up to you. Commander, a word, please.
You wait here, and I point to my away team, and then I kind of like put one arm around Doc and shuffle him away, trying to support some of his weight away from the rest of the group.
Thank you, Commander.
Sorry I haven't made much time for you. What you did out there was, well, it was goddamn mad, but it was one of the bravest things I've ever seen.
That means a lot, Commander. Or I guess, should it be Captain now?
No one's pinned a medal on my chest yet, boy. I'm gonna lead us out of here, and then, well, regular command takes over.
Understood, Commander.
From behind you, as you hear that, you hear somebody like go, "Well, behind he's like bumped into one of the away team and they've knocked his book over, and he's like, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean." And he's like, "Look, we don't fucking want you here anyway." And he goes, "Look, I was just reading something. Like you can calm down, it's fine." And he's like, "Well, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be." And he like goes to swing on Orville, and Orville just catches it, and without like even thinking, like this like guy twice his size just on his back, like. And he like looks around, and you see the others like go to like take stance, and like go.
As they're taking stance, I'm like, take that man to the brig. Anyone else want to fight another person who works in this army? Or are you forgetting we've got goddamn allies? We're shit out of luck if we want anyone else.
They like look at each other and they like take him. Like, we'll put him in one of the pods for a bit, let him cool off.
You're right. Orville, congratulations. You're on my away team.
Sorry, what?
You heard me. Grab a pistol from the locker.
Oh, fighting. Oh, okay. Don't by any chance have any like swords? Like, not really. Nope. You don't have swords. I can see that. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'll go get a gun from the locker. Thank you. I've got my orders, sir.
Also, bring Gaston.
No one can fight like Gaston.
Are you sure? You do?
Has to be one every episode.
Yeah, and he goes, fine. And he like brings Gaston. And the thing is, Gaston's already dressed like he's part of the away team. Like he's like, right,
Love it.
I love him.
Gaston.
There's one more thing Doc wants to say to Frith, by the way, before we move on. Sorry. Commander, I've been hanging on your words from the cafeteria. When you said no mechs, and kind of looks down, I do not know how much use I will be to you, Commander.
You got both your arms, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't need a leg to fire a shotgun.
If you'll have me then, sir, I'll be with you.
You're not getting out of danger that easy, Doc.
Can always try, sir.
Cuthbert actually does chuckle, and then he's going to try and find whatever clothes are on this place that he can rough up a little to make them look scarier. Like, if he can, like, get, like, shoulder pads or, like, welding goggles. Like, he wants his away team, if they have to wear tropical gear, to be, like, at least wearing something else as well.
So there's like welder's gloves and stuff. You like raid one of like the workshops, like there's like welder's gloves and goggles and like aprons that are very reinforced to deal with like dangerous chemicals and dangerous metals and stuff like that. And yeah, so you see like you put some of the people in there. Some of them have got like what can only be described as like, you think it's like a onesie? Like you found like some onesies that kind of look like if you roughed them up a bit and like tightened them in certain areas, like by putting bands and stuff around them, they kind of look battle put ready. But then you realise that there's a problem with the hoods, as they're like tropical fish and parrots and stuff. like you're like, everything is like tropical themed. Like one of them's even like a pineapple. Like you pull the hood over and it's got the pineapple stem like coming off it.
Commander.
Shoot.
Are you sure we can trust what this Mimir says of the local population?
What, that they're mercenaries? Yes.
I'm just curious as to how this, and he gestures at what's going on, implies that we will fit in.
You know what it implies?
We stand out on this ship when there is no one else around, sir.
You know what it does imply, Doc?
Go on.
Do you see military men stood in front of you?
I guess he kind of looks at something out of a bad 80s music video.
Yeah, it looks like Miami Vice kind of on a budget. Like,
Have we got... Oh my god, can I have the white suit with the salmon shirt? Like, is that available?
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
There's like, but it's like, but the problem is you get the suit jacket, but there's no like trousers to go with it. It's like weird 3/4 lengths. Like,
I'm just gonna wear my flight suit with the jacket and the t-shirt, so I've just got like basically like wetsuit legs.
yeah.
Yeah, he looks at that scene, he looks back at you, and he goes, I will see if they have anything in my size, Commander. And he walks off.
Excellent. I'm
See,
looking around for...
Gaston's in like a vest top, like a muscle shirt, pretty much like a muscle vest top. That's like low in the armpits, really baggy, and he's got like one of those like 90s-esque caps on. Like he looks like about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air about to like go play basketball or something. Like and Orville's like in that pineapple onesie. Like I'm not sure this is what I'm meant to be doing. He's like trying to find, but he does find a pocket for his book, which he's very happy about. There's like a kangaroo pouch in it.
While all this has been going on, I've been standing up on like a rafter, leaning over a rail. Sort of, I watched the whole Orville thing happen and just watched and enjoyed it a little bit. Mainly because my mind's elsewhere. I'm contemplating a little bit, and I've been playing around with the holograms and stuff, and I've got the rap sheet. Not the rap sheet. Sorry, I've got the bounty board from the Neos Dominion with Mimir's name at the very, very top. I assume it's quite a hefty price on her name.
So as a paladin, you get a generous salary. Like you are an exemplary member of the Neos Dominion. You could probably live for the rest of your life without ever having to step forward foot in a mech again, ever. And like the best of Husqvarna that Husqvarna has to offer. Like this is billions in terms of our real world money. This is billions.
I kind of don't know how to call Valor still. I'm still a bit awkward. Valor, are you there?
Hello, Paladin's honor. Zero. Which one would you prefer me to call you? And she like projects herself onto like the railing, so there's like a miniature like full body version of her, like being projected out of your pauldron.
That's a very good question. I guess Zero. I'm feeling less and less like a paladin by the day, which is kind of the reason why I need your help. You see that number at the top of the list?
Yes.
Would that buy us a new ship?
Sir, for that kind of money, you could buy a planet.
That's a shame. I really wanted a ship.
If you want a fleet of ships, then you would have money to spare. I'm assuming you are thinking of ratting out my creator.
Rest assured, Valor, that I would not do anything to harm my team or their friends.
You kind of see her like shuffle nervously a bit. Like, she is not your friend.
Thanks, Valor. Before you go, if you don't mind, if it's not of inconvenience, are you able to comms Sophia?
I can patch you through if that's what you would like, or would you like me to speak to her specifically?
No, just patch her through, I guess. Thanks. Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it for now. Thanks. Thanks for the chat, though.
Okay. And she like nods, and it's kind of reluctant to disappear, but she does, and then you kind of hear, hello, sir.
Hey, kid. I've got a bit of an odd request of you, if you don't mind. I don't want to step over the line, but I've got I've got an odd job, if you wouldn't mind.
Anything, sir. What can I do for you?
Remember back in the. I think I've known Sophia for a while, right? Like when I was back.
Your first. She was like your first one.
Remember back a ways when we busted that that senator for like market manipulation on that planet? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, Senator Brahm.
Yeah. Could you look around the ship and see if you can find an outfit that would dress me like him a little bit?
She like thinks for a second. She's like,
There's a bit of a pause, and I'm getting quite nervous because it's an odd, like, it's not a request. It's just so Mimir said that we need to just like criminals, and that's kind of the only criminal I've ever come across that lived. So I don't really I don't know what criminals look like, or how they're meant to dress, or anything like that, or how they act. So I'm just a bit worried about doing it. But I feel like if I could look nice and feel like not as much of a criminal, but kind of like a criminal, with a bit more harmless crime, I think I'd feel a bit more comfortable doing that.
Yeah, you kind of hear Percy in the background go, "Would this work?" And he's obviously showing her something. So, Percy, you fucking like earwigging on me, like, and she's like, "Oh wait, actually, hang on, I think I've got something. Like, I'll be right there, sir. Don't move, or move if you're not in. I'm not giving you orders. I'm sorry. Like, I'm coming." Like, and she like, you kind of, she comes in about 10 minutes, and she's got like, so you know the Meerkat from the Compare the Meerkat adverts. She's got like the smoking jacket and like the cravat and like a blue shirt with like this like white flamingos, or no, it's white palm trees, sorry, on it. And then she's like, this could work. And then she like finds like some trousers that aren't from they kind of look like her dress uniform trousers, or like somebody's dress uniform trousers, because they're actually too big for her. And she starts like cutting them and starts like sewing them to make them into like these weird like shorts. So you've got like these gold 3/4 length trousers and this rich purple smoking jacket with like this cream gold cravat, blue shirt. You look fucking ridiculous, but
I'd sort of look at it and go, is that suede?
I think it's fleece. Like, she like like rubs her hands on it. Like, I'm not sure. What even? I don't think this is. You do see like a weird like tag in it. That says something along the lines of Gasachi, but you're not sure.
I mean, yeah. I guess so. I'm then gonna like hail on comms like the most criminal person that I've met aboard the Terran Collective. It's probably some dingy mechanic or something like that. I'm just gonna go, would you wear this? Like,
You kind of, I'll say you'll notice, but you kind of see Percy a bit hurt as you like turn to someone else, and he looks at you like, I'm right here, like, because he forgets that you don't know about who he is, and he like looks, and then you see the guy go, no, but you would. Like, and he's like almost genuinely fucking like, I want to bury your teeth into your face. But Carter said that everybody's going in the brig if they fight. Like, how dare you insult me? Like,
You wouldn't wear this. Perfect.
you see Gaston's in his thing, like holstering like a gun belt, and you see Sophia's like, am I not on the away team? And you see like Orville in his pineapple onesie, like he's like managed to somehow tuck the hood in, so it doesn't have the hood hanging out the back, and he's like, no, I guess not. And Percy's like, what do you mean I'm not on the? Hang on, I'm not on the away team. And everybody like turns around to look at him, like, what happened to your voice? And he's like, I'm not going. Like, just no reason. Like, I just thought we stick together. Like, we're a team. Yay. Go Gaston. Go, dude. Like, like,
Oh god.
and you see like Agatha like comes into the bay, a few bruises from where things have bounced off the wall and like hit her, like in her rage, and she's got like 2 scraps of paper, and she gives one to Doc. That's like this crummy note, and then she gives one to Carter, and she's like, you want to go there? He's got the list for parts. You've got the list for supplies. He won't give you that list of. He won't give you those parts until I get my supplies.
That's an odd business transaction.
Carter just looks and he's like, I'll load them both onto the shuttle at the same time.
Fair enough.
He just stares blank at her.
I ask Vala if I can see the list. Obviously, like Vala would have seen it through Frith's eyes, so I want to see like a photocopy of it, basically.
Vala's not going to spy on me for you.
Roll presence.
Okay.
Roll presence.
It's all connected-ish, right?
See if she like wants to impress you enough, like, because you're the new one.
Balls.
She's
20.
like, you kind of see like she like projects a photocopy or like a photo. Like, full stop.
Wait, no. What? Sorry, your video paused for a second. What did you say?
So she's taken a picture of the list, but she's blurred out what's actually on it, and instead like almost like crappily like Snapchatted the word no onto it with a full stop. Like,
Thanks, Vala.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it off. I would have audibly requested it, so I audibly say thanks, Vala, and just quickly close it back down.
So,
Save face.
are we ready to head on to the planet? Have we got everything we need? You can easily get like a handgun each. If you want a bigger weapon, there are bigger weapons. Because she's not dumb. She's still.
Sorry about that.
Get like a shock baton that long
thing.
but there is
Just a cane is fine then.
there's like a rifle that you could probably use to as a stick.
He'd probably knock the barrel off of it, knock everything off, and leave the barrel and just the stock, and that would be his. That would be his cane. He would only again just for flavor.
Yeah,
so he
that's
can
fine.
explain the limp. He's got like he's got like a wide brimmed hat and like a loose fitting shirt. I assume he's got like he's not got like robotic parts. If he wears short sleeves, he's got like.
He's kind of like. He's kind of like the guy from what's his name, who Michael Fassbender plays in Prometheus, who looks human until like you rip him apart.
I know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. So.
Yeah. So you look human apart from your face, your face looks a bit more porcelain than skin, and
Yeah,
you've
well,
got
it's got-
seam lines, but you look human.
He gets a sort of hat with like low hanging, like the sort of not like the Russian hats, but the style I mean, because he's hiding the fact that he's got no ears.
Yeah. So you do that, and you grab that that you try and find something with like, and it's like one of those like sock hats with like the things on the side, like the
Little tassel things.
tassels on the sides. Yeah, like that's nowhere near like functioning. You get the feeling that if you were to turn the lights out, it would glow in the dark under certain UV lights and stuff like that.
Oh God, I dread to think.
She raves, man. She raves. She takes mad drugs. like, you have no idea the amount of acid she's dropped on this space station.
That's
Ow.
fucking mad.
So Sophia and one of the others isn't coming.
Sophia and Percival are not coming with
Percy.
you.
You haven't asked me to bring them with us. I've
No,
literally
no, no.
requisitioned the two that looked, one of them that looked the baddest ass, and the other one because it's Gaston, and I fucking love Gaston.
So I'm gonna chat with them before I head to the shuttle. I'm just gonna. Did Doc get you set up with a sim?
I just said he'd do it when he got back.
Okay, that's fair. And you alright with that? Yeah, all good.
She like looks around. She's like, "You're not seriously gonna just leave me here, are you? Like, you're gonna go and leave me here? Like?" And you kind of see Percy go to say something, and she just goes, "Nope, don't say anything. Don't fucking ruin this." Like,
I look around and go, well, there's good you can do here, right? And look around and it's not.
no. Yeah. Well, you see a guy in the background literally raking sand out of the area, like there's like a pile of sand. So yeah, you've got that.
I'm gonna pull up like the map. We didn't get a map of the planet, did we? We just got ads.
You
So
just got ads, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, so I don't do that then. I'm just gonna sort of go. You don't fuck about, you hear me? This isn't a holiday. This is a mission.
It's all right, Governor. We'll do what we can. Like, and you see Percy like begin to like swagger up to you. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. Like, these are my people. Like, I talk like them. I know them.
I go.
Like,
And yes, we need exact covers like that, Sophia. Can you do a voice or something?
I think strong silent type is my cover. Thanks. I'm not sounding like that.
That sounds good.
My parents paid for school. Like, it was very expensive. Like, I'm not going to debase myself. And you see her kind of like just start whinging under her breath, like, no. Like, and you hear him like, you hear Percy like, all right. Like, and he starts walking towards the thing. Like,
yeah, and I'm just gonna pull up the most embarrassing like photo of Sophia in like nerdy school uniform, full on like not the badass she is now, and go, oh yeah, so they did, and just walk off.
And she's like, you see her kind of like look around for a second. She's like somebody like she thinks seen it. She like just kind of goes, and you see him kind of go. It's the same guy who Carter keeps stealing stuff from. That poor engineer who's he's literally just like taking stock of stuff, and he like looked up for a second and she caught eyes with him and she just went, and he's like, oh, like he's just like, I didn't see anything. She's like, damn right you didn't. Like, and it just walks off towards the shuttle with you. And
yeah, so me, Percy, Sophia, all on the shuttle now.
Yeah.
I was already like strapped into the shuttle. As all of your team come over, I kind of look over at them suspiciously and then look at you.
My away team.
Oh, come on,
and
boss. Like,
And then I'm gonna message Carter saying they deserve a break too. Although I've said it's not a holiday, like that they deserve a break too.
You
see,
get
like-
back, not a holiday.
you see them.
Send back a winky face.
You see, like, Gaston is like laying back in his chair. You see Orville's got like another book that is something about like building automatons, and he genuinely doesn't look like he's enjoying a second of it. But it's a book, and it's something like.
Is he visibly not enjoying the book?
Yeah.
I'll
Like-
go over and fish out my Terran Collective handbook, my pocket Terran Collective handbook, and be like, "This has helped me through some tough times. You might enjoy this one a little more." God damn it, I'm gonna turn one of them into a fucking communist. It's
like,
gotta be
what-
the Reedy boy.
I just openly but comically go, as what? Campfire fuel?
you do look at Orville as he like puts down the book, takes the book out of your hand, and he goes, "Is that blood?" As he like turns it round, there's like this weird stain on the front of it from where you got like covered in blood. It's obviously soaked
Shit, yeah.
through. Like, so he's like, "Ew."
So it's red now. How appropriate.
Yeah. Red, the blood of angry men. Like,
Saved
So, yeah.
about as many lives as it's taken. And then I've just walked back and sit back in my seat. And then
Again, as Campfire fire.
don't disrespect the Terran Collective Manifesto. It's the most important. It's literally the only thing that holds our entire military together.
It's literal space communism.
Space communism. You do see the others, like Sophia is like trying to like tie up her hair, and like her hair that's usually like straight and like tied into like a straight thing, she's like trying to put it in like a high pony and like curl it frantically to like make herself look a bit ratchet. Like,
I'm just gonna like turn. We're like stopped next to each other. I turn and sort of look at it. Your hair looks nice up. I imagine she like blushes or something and go,
Yeah.
"You look like your dad."
she's like looks like, because you would know her dad.
Yeah, very well.
You would actually know her dad very well in the fact that he's paladin strength. Like, and she like looks at you for a second and she kind of gulps and she's like, you see her kind of like put it in like a side thing, like nope. Yeah, so you guys begin to head down to the planet of Upsilon Obsidian, which is just genuinely black. You get those same adverts automatically begin to appear on like the shuttle dashboard as like you come in, and you hear the like people like referenced, and you hear like, "Come to the 9-gallon saloon. We've got beer, we've got gin, we've got rum, we've got all your needs, even the lady things, like even the boy things, even the naughty things." And he like and it's like this like seedy man, and like you've got like the gambling thing again. It's like you've got job adverts like prospecting team wanted, mercenaries wanted, like like just spamming you as you come into orbit of this like planet. There is a settlement that you seem to be being guided to anyway, but you do hear over the comms like, "Come in, unidentified shuttle. Come on in. Hello, anyone there?"
Carter like opens his mouth for a second and then thinks, and he's like, "How military do I sound?" And he like looks around at the team. Like, is my voice soldiery, or should I?
Very.
Maybe lose the gruff, Commander.
Wait, I've got an idea. Yar! It is I,
Hello, I.
Captain Monster of the Tough Cookie Mercenary Group.
Like, okay. Do you have a landing permit?
let us land. Yes. And he looks around again. Scurvy dogs.
Oh, that's just mean. Okay, we'll let you down, but you're gonna have to sign a temporary visa, and that'll incur a
I'll
cost.
sign your rights of passage, you landlubber. And then he like puts the thing down, and then he like looks around the crew. And he's like, honestly, I have no idea where that came from. And then he just sits back down.
You hear a caw as you guys watch as this like sits next to Carter, and it's like this strange like bird like parakeet contraption with like this like fin that you, as it cars, you see it like fold out with like ruby membranes between the steel sections, and you recognize this because you spent a couple of weeks on the Gran Canaria as one of Agatha's many strange creatures that she carries around with her. And sometimes it basically makes different bird calls and bird sounds when she requires, and it can record things. It's called Yvette. I'm gonna change its name. Its name wasn't interesting last time, so its name is Yvette. Yvette, and you just hear "Caw!" as it like tries to complete his pirate ensemble. This really heavy mechanical parrot. Now, you notice its wings, instead of like flapping its wings, it just holds it there, and it's got like fans inside the wings that make it like hover.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, you guys come down and you see like there is a bunch of people waiting to like greet you. You see this out like the windscreen, and you see like one man in like this big, wide-rimmed, upturned hat, massive belt, large paunchy belly, like laughing and like smacking his belly as he's got like these leather trousers on with like tassels at the back, these large boots with metallic like spurs on them. He's dressed like a cowboy, and you see he's like laughing with these very ominous looking black tall guards with in these strange like almost like flight suits, but where their faces should be, it's just this form-fitted like balaclava with no facial features apart from indented eye sockets, and they're all like waiting for you with this guy, and he's like laughing with them, looking like he's trying to joke with them, but none of them are responding.
Carter gives his team of engineers, the big gruff engineers, the shopping list for the food and the rum and all of that stuff. And then he's basically going to take the team with the paladins and the player characters on to go get the robo parts.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the thing lowers. You see your boys start like unloading, pretending to like unload stuff, like basically like the containers that all the old food was in and stuff. They're like unloading that to make it look like they're coming to do something. And you hear, well, hell, if it ain't some nice new fresh faces that I've never seen before. Howdy ho, how are you? Come on out here, let's have a look at you. I love me some greenhorns.
I'm just gonna whisper to Vala to provide me subtitles.
She's like, she kind of hear her go, I don't know this language, and I know many.
Carter walks over and goes, "Ahoy, matey!" and then like puts an arm out to the guy.
You see him kind of like grab your arm and say, "Ah, look at you! You're all piratey and stuff," and he like slaps you on the cheek, and you see like he's got all these like rings on.
And look at you, mate! You're all cowboy-y. Yar.
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to do when you roughing up some scoundrels here on the fringe. You got to put on your boots, your 10-gallon hat, and bring out your 6-iron and shoot some bullets if needs be. Well,
my granddaddy was a cowboy man. He always taught me one proverb, boy. Would you like to hear it?
I'm not appreciating your use of the word boy, but I'm always here for a good idiom.
be rootin', be tootin', and by God, be shootin'. But most importantly, be kind. Yar.
I ain't never heard that last bit, but the other three I can get behind. He like claps you on the back. He's like, "I like you, kid. I like you a lot. You, say you're called Captain Cookie."
That be right, boy. That be right. Sorry, Cap'n. I don't know what. I mostly call people boy.
Go on, Ben, you got this.
He's like, he looks at you for a second. He looks at, and where do you fine folks hail from? Like, I ain't ever seen a motley crew like this. And you see, like the squires like stumble out in their strange clothing, followed by like Nathan in his like, jacket.
Sorry.
Yeah, you keep going. Like,
Saying
I'm just laughing at this image.
Doc just sort of looks at him, and then just sort of points up.
Have you ever heard of space cloth termites?
Oh, no, I haven't, and I've traveled far and wide, but please enlighten me.
You see, there are these beasties that eat all of the clothes on a ship. They're very bad, and we had an awful case of them. Luckily, we got rid of them, but we had to. Well, you can see by our clothes that we might also be here for a bit of a shopping trip for the boys. A yar! And he turns to the guys expecting like a yar back, and like this, I guess, is just like an uncomfortable silence.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it's pretty much like crickets. You
Doc
kind of
gets confused and just sort of goes, "Yee-har."
well, yeehaw to you too, boy. Like, well, my name is Arda Marin, and I am the prospector of this here Epsilon Obsidian. I run the mining facilities here, and I run the law here. So if you stay on the right path, me and you will never have to speak between us an angry word. But just if, and I'll let you go, Greenhorns, because you know I love an entrepreneurial spirit. I love a man who wants to get what he wants. But if I have to talk to you in any way, shape, or form that is not in a friendly manner, I will let you know that my friends here, and he like points at the rather tall individuals in the black light suits, will not hesitate to put a bullet between thy eyes, like the wrath of the Lord above. Do I make myself clear?
Yar, you do, and I'm glad that we didn't have to come to blows or any kind of confrontation, my boy. And then I ruffle his hat. Come on, men! We got shopping to do! Yar! He tries again. Anyone joining in with the yar?
Roll presence to see if they follow you.
I'll roll presence to see if they follow
Roll
me.
presence to see if they follow.
As Carter says, "Men, let's go." Doc just sort of quietly looks at Sophia and says, "Don't worry, you can come too."
They're gonna fucking yar. They're gonna goddamn yar.
Yeah, you get a yar, and you get like Percy come through, and he's like, all right, here we are, lads, here we go. And you see him go up to the prospector. He's like, you right, mate? How's it going? And he like starts talking to him, and like the prospector really likes him, like automatically. He's like, oh, you're honest, like you're an honest fella, I like you. He's like, yeah, I'm proper God-fearing me. Go to church every Sunday, like you know, go down the old steeple, and then you go to the old arms afterwards. It's brilliant. Love a good after church bevy. And he's like, well, you have to come to one of our cookouts. And he's like, oh please, I love a good bit of scran. Well, it's been a pleasure. And he like tips his like he's got like the sunglasses on, like big sunglasses. He like tips them to him. He's like, well, be seeing you later's, alligator. Like, and he like saunters over to you guys. He's like, well, why do you want me? Like,
I'm guessing we're stood like away from them now, right?
Yeah, you've moved away from them, and you can hear him, the prospector, like laughing, and like he's trying to laugh with those men in the black suits again.
All right,
you can hear like, I like them.
I'm gonna be on. Fuck, I can't stop doing it now. I'm gonna be honest. I think the pirate voice was a bit of a bold choice.
You're fucking telling me. You have some fucking brass pineapples on you, mate, if you think that that's going to fool anyone. But, you know, swings and roundabouts. Your
Percy,
mum's your
we're
dad.
only talking about... You don't have to put on the...
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, about that, sorry.
I mean, it's fine. Stay in character if you're method or whatever, but that's... It's fine. Anyway, we're going to go get the robot parts. I'm sending the engineers to go get the food.
Please don't leave me here. Sophia in the background, like...
No,
You see, like, the prospectors like looking at her every now and then. She's like, please do not leave me here. Like, do not leave me alone in this place.
We're taking
on,
your team
kid.
with us.
And don't worry, you'd kick all their asses.
You see, as you guys begin to go your separate ways, you look at the list of robot parts, and you see in the corner, like, the list of parts itself is rather clear, like beautifully calligraphied, like clear as a whistle. But where you're meant to go, absolute shit show. Doctor's handwriting all the way. You cannot make out where you're meant to, who this person is. You can roll systems as like an intelligence check to see if you can decipher it, or you can try and find some locals as you're like in the middle of like the spaceport. You've not quite made it outside yet. You're kind of stood in the middle of duty free.
My first question is, do we see any mechs down here?
Not that you can see here.
Is there a tourist information booth?
Yes, there is. There actually is, like with leaflets.
Frith, Captain Frith, Frith. I don't know what you want me to call you at the moment, sir.
I mean, you should probably call me Captain Cookie. That's my
yes,
that's my undercover name.
Yeah, Cookie. You've been on holiday much?
No, I've been fighting a war against you and your whole army since I was about 13.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we kind of had enough people to take holidays. Besides the point, there's.
Sorry, I've just never thought of that.
You always start at the tourist information booth, and I recommend we start there. You know, get maps, lay out the land, find out what where all the good drinking spots are, find out about the nightlife, stuff like that.
Then yeah, I mean we should do that. I'm gonna probably send Doc to go speak to the locals. You know, friendly face, and then I look over at him and I'm like, well, scary face, but he'll get information.
May I request Sophia come with us, Commander? Me specifically.
I'd look at him. I'd like, sure. And then you see like if you start to leave, he's gonna really quickly check, like, if you can have crushes, like because he's got your data file, right? Because you're a prototype for his team, so he's just gonna check that.
That's up to Jordan. Can you? Like,
I was going to say, I wouldn't have just left it at that. I would have said,
oh, okay.
To explain my reasoning, sir. Is it not the skill of any good pilot within the Terran Collective to know how to salvage parts and to rebuild mechs from scratch? And I give Severe a bit of a side eye as I say that.
I just want you to find out where we're all going to go there together. But sure.
I believe the training would be invaluable.
Sure. Sophia, you're tailing Doc.
you kind of see all the squires again look at him, and Sophia like moves towards him, like edges towards him, like uncomfortably.
You got a problem with my team member?
No problem. Just being silent and awkward. I don't stand out. Like just fine. Everything's fine.
If you got something on your mind, goddammit, say it.
We're in the middle of hostile space. As free Neos Dominion Squires, and I feel as though I'm being sent to look after the cripple. And she like looks at Doc, but I'm willing to learn in your style for now. Just
Sorry, Sophia, which one of you is a qualified mech pilot?
well,
Out of you and Doc, which one?
Doc is the qualified mech pilot.
So who's more capable right now?
Doc is more capable than I am.
You're goddamn right. Now, if any of you, and he points at the rest of the squires, have a problem with someone on my goddamn team, you tell me. You understand? And I will tell you exactly why the fuck you're wrong.
They all kind of like shuffle a bit, and you like kind of see Gaston and Percy go to say something, and you see Sophia just put her hand up, and Orville like nods, and they leave it, and they're like, fine, whatever. Like you
I
do
believe
your
that's a
thing,
yes,
I guess.
sir.
They like look at Zero for a second, like for confirmation.
I just death. I don't even nod or anything. I just death stare like.
Yes, sir.
You're dismissed.
They begin to like shuffle out. A few people are like looking at you a bit funny.
People as in like locals, or people as in my team?
Locals because of the fact that you've just done that in the middle of the thing.
He coughs for a second. He's like, "What's your goddamn problem, yar?" And then he just fucks off.
Like, yeah, you see that a few of them start going back to their business. Doc, you take Sophia to the. Are you taking her to the tourist information section?
Yeah, I think we'll go in there and just see what kind of information we can procure.
So you see like this young girl, like checkered like shirt, jeans, like the same sort of cowboy boots, like big belt, like thatched hat, like braided hair, and she's playing with her braid. She's like, "Well, hello there. My name's Dolly. It's lovely to meet you. How can we help you today here on Epsilon Obsidian? What do you need?"
We are in the market for some parts.
Oh.
You'll know what I mean, and I kind of slide the list across.
She like looks at that and she's like, "Them's be mech parts. We don't really trade in that sort of thing. We trade in we're a service industry economy here. We do like the bars and restaurants and jewelry and we do oil. Are you interested in the petroleum business?"
We'd heard of this was a place where we could get these, and I put my finger on the list again. But if we are wrong, we will gladly take all of our money elsewhere.
She kind of like looks round and she looks like she's looking for something, and she's like, I think I know a place. I think I know somewhere that's on the outskirts of the area. I can get you a map and draw it out there for you, but you didn't get it from me. And she's like looking for someone as she grabs like one of the maps. It starts like drawing like a written red the route to wherever you're going. And she marks it off and it says Chester's.
Well, I would like to not thank you for this information. And I slide the piece of paper back.
You're very, very well welcome, sir. I hope that you enjoy your stay at the Blue Oyster. It's a lovely little place where you and your, I'm guessing, lovely wife here, can enjoy your stay. And like you see Sophia kind of go, like grimace a little bit, like she's trying not to talk.
Quite. And I sort of turn and start shuffling away.
Well, howdy neighbor. It's great to have you here on Epsilon Obsidian. And like you begin to like move outside where you see the others are like you see like Gaston's like talking to some women who are similarly dressed to Dolly. Percival is also like with him and they're like talking. And
Oh, sorry.
Orville is in like the W.H. Smith section, like looking at to see if there's like actually any bound books here. Because like he keeps looking at like shops and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to blend in.
As we're sort of walking back to try and meet, I guess we have like a pre-arranged meeting point with Carter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking back, I'll sort of say to Sophia, there were 2 reasons why I did that. Had you with me, I mean. The first is that in the Terran Collective, being able to procure mech parts is lesson 1 in how to be a pilot. Very valuable lesson to learn if you're going to pilot with us. Secondly, and I hope you won't take offense, people seem to be more at ease when there is someone else with me. People don't tend to talk to me. And he sort of looks at himself. However, with you, I believe we were able to acquire information more easily.
Well, I'm glad I could help by being. What was it? Distraction? Like, and she's kind of not happy with like, and you're right, yes. Like, it's not like I've worked with mech parts my whole entire life. So, when you're ready to stop, like, on the high horse thing, I'd really appreciate it. Like,
She's just the worst. Why is she the worst?
Sophia, and I stop at that point and sort of look at her, kind of turned face on. I have no doubt that you have worked with mech parts your whole life. But have you ever had to procure them from a place like this? And I look her in the eye.
no, because I don't come to these backwater shitholes. Like,
Well, I take a step towards her at that point. Well, if you wish to be a pilot for the Terran Collective, I guess it's a valuable lesson you just learned, isn't it?
lucky I'm from the Neos Dominion, then, isn't it? And she like steps towards you as you like step towards her, and you kind of see like Orville like sees you first, and he's like fuck, and he's like, friends, it's great to see you. Like, how are you? Oh, I heard that you're on your honeymoon here. How wonderful's that? Is it over? Is that period over yet? Are you already arguing? That seems so sad. Like, and he's like trying to like brush you away as the 2 of those like black clad guards are like walking in like a patrol circle around the perimeter of this area.
Whilst they were doing procurement information thing, I would have been with Frith as we sort of looked around at some of the squires and some of the mechanics and the, they're blending in, looking at information, looking at books and things like that. I just sort of turn to him and go, how about we how about you and I go and check out one of these one of these drinking establishments and see if we can get some information. I could do with having a chat too.
He turns to you and he just like winks and goes, "Yar."
You guys head outside and you head through as Orville brings you're heading outside as Orville brings like Sophia, who looks furious, and Doc to you, and he's like, "Oh look, more friends, more esteemed colleagues, more." And he's like looking around like, "Help! I don't know what happened, but she is so mad. She's so mad." And you can see her like she's like wringing her hands, like trying to like think of something to do. Like this is a young woman who has worked with like heavy machinery and tools. It's like her hands are like well worked and like muscled, and she's like she wants to wrap them around something at this point in time.
I'll sort of sidle over to Carter and have a quiet word with him.
Doc?
She'll go far, that one. But I don't know if she'll fight for us.
I very much doubt it. She's one of them.
Well, I just had to be sure, sir. I'll keep my eye on her for you. I'll enable her training if you'll permit it, but I'll keep a very close eye on her.
You do that.
Understood, sir.
Nods lets you off.
As you go out, oh, sorry, you go first.
I will then turn to the rest of the group. Carter starts in his regular voice, and then he just coughs for a second. He goes, "I believe we're going to get some grog. Lead the way, Chairman Zero." He looks at you with ensemble.
Captain. Very chippily, just going to walk into the nearest bar-looking place.
So as you step outside, like this domed building with like these multiple like avenues out onto like docking bays and stuff, you step outside and there's again that black sand and these black strange like sandstone like igloos. They're all very neat and tidy, and these streets that are filled with people in the same like 10-gallon hats, tasseled sequin shirts, like music playing, like a marketplace, a market day square setup, and then you see in the corner the Black Sands Oasis, which is like this weird like unlike all the other buildings that are like these strange black sandstone like igloos, it's like a wooden house, like multi-story building with like these weird swinging doors, and you see people going in quite finely dressed in these like weird hats and trousers and breeches and stuff, and they're like sauntering over there. Like there's a few people out on like the veranda of it on tables drinking and playing cards and stuff like that. That looks like a bar.
Gonna head there.
You head there and you see a couple of patrons like tip their hats
So
to you.
who's with it? Is this all of us? We've all gone together.
It depends. Do you just want it to be you and Frith for now?
Either way, I mean, I'm going to have a private conversation with Frith, so I can make that happen. But we can all be there.
I'm sending off the Terran mechanics to go get the food because we already know where that is.
They're already on. They're already on
that's fine.
that. So it's if you want the squires. Orville sees a marketplace and he's like, "This is where, if you're going to find like antique books, you're going to find it at like basically like a car boot sale or an antique fair or something." Sophia kind of like waits for commands, and Gaston and you actually notice that Gaston and Percy haven't left the girls who are in the airport area. Like they're still flirting and chatting with them.
Anyone with us, I just say grab a table for us, and me and Frith will head to the bar.
I will order Orville and what's her name? Stephanie?
Sophia.
I'll order Orville and Sophia to go scout out the market because I know Orville wants to go.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to be anywhere near her because I'm going to shoot her otherwise.
She like nods and she's like, "Captain," like, and Orville like looks at her and he's like, "Fuck's sake!" And he starts walking away in his pineapple onesie, and he's like, they like go round and start looking round. You two are on your own with Doc as well. Doc's with you as you guys head into, and you like pass through like saloon doors. The weird thing is you feel weight of something else, and behind this veneer of like Western cowboy aesthetic, it is very much like futuristic, like cyberpunk-esque neon lights and white furniture, and like you're getting past like the facade now of what's happening. So yeah, how do you wish to proceed?
So I'm gonna be in there and kind of give I've done it several times already, but I'm once again give Doc the look of to say like I need to have a private chat, but obviously nothing comes of it because Doc doesn't really take social cues all that well. So I just jokingly go, hey, there's a charge port over there. Why don't you go plug in?
Again, he just sort of. I believe we have this table here.
Yeah, sure. You grab the table. We'll get drinks. And then I get to ask him what he wants and just sort of. Oh.
So as you sidle up at the bar next to Frith, now that you've managed to like get Doc to leave the two of you alone for a second, Doc's like head on periscope, like looking round. I feel like this is strange.
I'm gonna put my order in first. So I'm gonna go. Can I have 2 retro vintage old fashions and a power bank? Thanks.
She like looks at you and she's like, yeah, sure, honey. I'll do what I can. And then she like starts like making 3 drinks. So you get the feeling that actually a power bank is a drink. And she starts like pouring like what looks to be some sort of like thing that as soon as it hits the glass, it starts steaming, and you're like, oof. Like I don't know what that is, but yeah. You are alone with Carter. There seems to be nobody else at the bar.
A bit of an awkward silence for a little bit, and then I sort of break it with, I'm sorry about Sophia at the moment. So I think the whole partying things has gone through her head real quick. You know, she's young. Just takes time.
She's 3 more sentences away from court martial.
You might not believe this, but she's a damn sight better than her father. I'll tell you that much. You met her dad actually. He pointed a gun at you. It was paladin strength. Remember that chap?
Carter just looks at you like you can see like a flit of rage in his face. Not like instantly angry, but just like a recognition of past wrath.
Yeah.
Kind of subsides it.
Anyway, it's not really what I wanted to talk to you about. It's a bit delicate, actually. Can we speak off the record?
You see at this point, Carter like touched the thing on his face, and if anyone was looking at Valor at that point, it just like Valor shuts off, and you see like usually his mechanical eyes got like a bunch of like moving, rotating parts, and they just stop.
I'm just gonna start like I have like almost like when you have like a hot steamy shower. I'm gonna like, oh, it's my first time not feeling Valor almost like as part of me, not realizing what it felt like before. It's been sort of, oh, it feels quite good. Not quite realizing how much of an effect she has over a whole your whole armor and all sorts of things. Thanks. So, you remember the original deal that it was when I came aboard? You know, back when that whole altercation happened, and we were meant to share information, spy, I guess, openly.
You could say that.
Well, I haven't made a call yet at all, and I'm beginning to get a little bit worried that that's going to raise a little suspicion. My allegiances are a little bit torn, I won't lie. And I guess I wanted to ask you, I'm going to make the call and I'm going to share information. I have to. It's my duty.
I wouldn't
What do you
expect
want me
anything less.
What do you want me to share?
Have we got our drinks at this point?
Yeah, you do see that 3 drinks, and the power bank one is like in a martini glass, and it's like bright, like emerald green, and it's like smoking. Like whatever's in it, like causes like almost like what's it called that for nitrogen,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the nitrogen effect.
Dry ice.
Yeah.
Carter picks up his drink, sips it for a second, thinks. And he looks Zero in the eye and he's like, I'm not going to ask you to lie for me. Tell him we're fucked. If that's what you want to tell him. Tell him you met, let's be honest, the most wanted person on both of our sides. If that's what you want to tell him. Or say that you're still alive. Say how many mechs we've taken out. And leave it at that.
They can help. You know, sir.
Takes another sip. Probably. Do you trust him? Because I'm going to be honest. We've taken out more Aeons in the past. I guess, how long have we been a team?
For with him,
Yeah.
about, I say about a month coming up to. You've had a couple of like weekly time skips sort of thing, but it's basically a month. This whole thing started about a month and a half ago.
We've taken out more Aeons in the past month and a half than any fire team on record. If anyone has a chance of thinning their numbers, well, once we get these mech pites, I think it's us. Also, I'd be aware that telling them that one of our flagships got destroyed might cause this alliance to break down a little. Good for you guys in the short term, but maybe not for you guys in the long term. Take out all the Terran Collective, you're still going to have to fight the Aeons.
Regardless of alliance, you are currently my commanding officer, and I will heed your advice, and I thank you for it.
He picks
Cheers.
up the martini glass and then the old-fashioned, clinks your glass and then walks by and then just like puts it in front of Doc, sits down, takes a sip, and then just stares at Doc and to see what he's going to do.
Yep, I join doing the exact same, just staring at him. I bought that for you.
Thank you.
As you drink it, you feel like it go down, like, and it's a bit weird. Like you don't have like an esophagus and anything like a normal human being. Like you have all the parts that make up like your vocal tracts and your head, but you do feel like the gears inside you like lubricate really well, like, and you're like, and all the stuff inside you like feels cleaner. Like you feel a bit like, maybe I needed that. Like it's almost like you've just put bleach into like or like WD-40 into something. Like and you're like, I feel a bit more limber, and like you feel your body's a bit more.
My leg still doesn't work, does it?
Your leg still doesn't work, and as you knock back that drink, we go outside to Orville as our ending shot, as he's at a stall. He like looks round, and one of the black masked men is like staring down at him as he turns back round, and you see them kind of turn around to him and they go, I would like you to come with me, please. We've had a concerning report, and you hear we'll go. I'm really sorry. Was it the woman? If it was the woman, it's and you do see like they're dragging Sophia like by the hair like across the ground, as she's obviously tried to put up a fight. And they're like, "We'd like to know about your boss, if you don't mind." And he's like, "Okay, all right, okay." And he like puts his hand up, and they are taken back towards the airport-esque area, and you're left in the bar like trying to figure out what to do next. So thank you guys. I know it was a bit weird replaying that. I tried to make it so it was a bit more different, and you got to explore a bit more, and it was a bit less like because I was trying to do like peaks and troughs, but hopefully that was okay.
Well,
Yeah, it was,
but yeah,
it was good, man.
Loved it.
let's hand it back over to Ben, our regular host.
Oh, I feel the power of host returning. Yeah. Okay.
There can only be one.
Thank you everyone for watching another wonderful episode of the MechaHack Desperate Alliance here on twitch.tv/flickeringtorch. We will do our shout outs as we always do. We will start with the person who has the most recent video, and that's my guy right down here, Jordan, Mr. Uninformed RPG. Please do your plugs.
yes, thank you. I'm Uninformed RPG on YouTube and on Twitter. It's finally happened, guys. I've finally got around to making the campaign look back for our last campaign that we did, which was Blades in the Dark Red Herrings, where I relived some of my favourite moments from the campaign. And a big thank you to these guys who were involved in that. And yeah, it's the first in a sort of little mini series that I've got going on about Blades in the Dark. Second one's going to be this weekend, which is going to be my review of the system. So stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, hopefully going to be a bit more on it with the YouTube thing going forward, because I've been failing at that in the past.
You've been asked to give the model pout that you so lovelily gave in the video.
How did it go?
Oh,
Melts my heart. Yeah.
We will jump over to our good friend in the corner, probably the biggest streamer on this stream. That would be Sir Nade. Please do your plugs, man.
Hi there. I am Sir Nade. I'm not very good at plugs. That's part of my charm, I guess. You can find me over on Sir Nade, twitch.tv/Sir Nade. I sort of do like bi-weekly shows. So every other week I'm doing off topic with Flickering Torch over there, where we talk about absolute nonsense. So far we've done Long Furbies and Simpsons predictions about time travel in the future and things like that. They've been interesting. So we're going to keep doing that every other week. And then the weeks in between I'll kind of like do a bit of variety, kind of mixing it up a little bit. I have also got something else to add to my repertoire. So I am now the host of VR Birmingham, which don't be put off by being in Birmingham. We're not all super Brummies, I promise. So that's really fun.
That's pretty dope.
That's really fucking
It's going to be really fun. So essentially, it's been running for a while, but I'm taking over the host role, and essentially we get companies in each month to talk about their VR projects. So if you're interested in VR, AR, that kind of thing, it's great. I have got a link. I'm going to pop it into the thing. Yeah, it works. So if you are interested, tickets are free. And we next Wednesday we are talking with London National Theatre. They recently did a whole new VR theatre show based on Alice in Wonderland. It's called Wonder.land. It's going to be really fun. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. We will now jump over to the Friendly Furbolg, everyone's favourite podcast host. Addison, do your plugs, my guy. Do your plugs.
So me and Ben just released our episode of Necro, of the Pod of Many Things with Necrobartic, which was pretty fun and pretty chaotic, having the two of us, one of us playing like the guy who loves story, and one of us being the more mechanical minded. That was a pretty good, and we riffed off each other quite well. I might have him back, I might not. It depends if he's coming for my job. But yeah, no. So you can find me on the Pod of Many Things on Twitter and YouTube and most good podcasting websites. However, the audio for the current episode is playing me up. Anchor and me are not getting along at the moment, so I will fix that as soon as possible. But yeah, thank you very much for playing, guys.
Thank you.
Friends.
Love it.
Really good.
We love it.
Love it. You can watch. I will do the mind plug now. You can watch us doing the MechaHack Desperate Alliance for 4 more weeks. That's 4 more weeks of the MechaHack Desperate Alliance every Tuesday night, 7:30 British Standard Time, or around then, tech permitting. You can watch the VODs. They go up on YouTube about a week later, where you can watch basically this again, or catch up on all of our shows. That's Knights Black Agents Blood Feud, which is basically Jason Bourne versus vampires. That's Blades in the Dark Red Herrings, which was our like London gangs show. Well, it wasn't London, but like Victorian London-esque gang show that was GM'd by my good friend Uninformed RPG, and then obviously the rest of the MechaHack Desperate Alliance. After those 4 weeks, we take a 1-week break, and then we're back with a new show, which I don't think I've revealed yet, and I will be saving for next week, because we might have a delicious logo to show you. You can follow us all on Twitter. I'm at Flickering Torch. I didn't get the. Uninformed RPG, right, Jordan?
Uninformed RPG.
Surnade TTV or Nade TTV?
Surnade TTV.
Surnade TTV, and then at Pod
So many things. I don't get the F.
You don't get the F. He never gets the
Oh.
That's he's left now. He's just
He's gone.
that's,
He's done.
that's a goodbye from all of us. We love you. We hope to see you next week. Or we hope to see you on Nathan's stream on Monday. Thanks everyone for watching. You're great. You're fantastic. And you know you right there. Not everyone else watching the stream. You specifically. You're my favourite. Say goodbye, everyone.
See you later, guys.
Goodbye. Goodbye.